Okay, just a real quick and easy reflection card using one of the Deanna Tubb-Sedillo new background papers, which is this double lightning bolt type of scenario here. We have the white, kind of lightest of lighting in here, with these two spots like that. I'm just going to do a quick scene on here and keep it pretty simple. I don't want to cover up too much of the designer paper. And on this paper, I want to go for as dark of an impression as I can with my imagery, so going with a slightly thicker ink than just your dye-based ink, which you can use on these because the paper is porous, but I want to go for something a little bit thicker, so I'm going for a hybrid ink. Something like a VersaFine Clear would be really good too, an oil-based pigment ink. The hybrid ink is a little bit of a oil-based pigment ink plus your water-based dye, I believe. I'm not exactly sure, but I think that's what the formula is. All right, standing up, getting a little bit of leverage here. And we're going to hold this down and allow that ink to transfer. Because this is printer inks that have, printed on these this cardstock here, so you're going to have to penetrate that layer of printing ink on the paper. All right, so we have that right there. I did cover up some of that lightning in there, and I'm going to have to, cover up a little bit of that, but hopefully the imagery that I stamp on here will enhance that lightning bolt, even by sacrificing some of it. It's just like stamping on a moon. Sometimes I like to have a branch or something like that in front of it, or some flying birds, an owl or something like that, just to kind of play off of it. All right, now I'm just going to use a little bit of a piece of this part right here. Standing up, going for some leverage here. Pressing it isn't the thing that's, going to make it darker. I guess it potentially can, but it's mostly just even pressure and allowing that ink to transfer over. Meaning it has to kind of soak in and stain the surface a little bit. Because if you lift it off too fast, it could, a lot of that ink could lift off with the, with the stamp. All right, so we have that, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in this area right in here, so you can see that lightning going straight through there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a black colored pencil, and I'm going to, I don't need to erase like all of the, or cover up all of that white lightning bolt going through there, but I do want to just tone it in a little bit, just to break it up so it's not so obviously stamped right over the top of something else where it's showing right through my rocks, which should be opaque, okay? They shouldn't be see-through rocks. All right, now, lightning is something that would be illuminating the terrain. So what we're going to do, I'm looking for my white paint pen. Okay, let me see. And it's going to be illuminating some of the objects in the scene like this. So lightning strikes, things get pretty bright out, and in that moment, there's a strong illumination and thus highlighting on the terrain. Now I don't want to go too overboard with this, but we'll put some highlights on the top surfaces of things. So the design itself has a lot of highlighting in it on the tops of my rocks, so I'm just going in and reiterating that. All right, so we have that. And do you see all this kind of the soft, kind of muted textures in there from the soft, pastel work that Deanna's employed in here? We're going to bring some of that sensibility into the scene to bring that type of texturing and lighting in front of the imagery, just to integrate the images into the scene a little bit more, than they are now. So we'll go in with some white pigment ink. Doesn't have to be Brilliance, could use any kind of brand, because again, this paper is porous, so you don't need a fast drying or a water-based pigment ink. So on some surfaces you do need something that's going to dry specifically on a non-porous paper, but this paper is very porous. Okay, and we're going to come down here, and I'm going to put in some of this like foggy mist at the base of my little rock outcropping here. And we'll put a little bit over here too. Something like that. You don't have to, you can put as much as you want. Maybe I'll put a little bit on my tree right here, just to change the value of some of these branches where they're a little bit lighter and kind of illuminated. Like that. Right here where those branches are kind of in that, have that lighter background behind them. I can put some of this there where it looks like just some of that light is coming from behind the branches into the front of it. Same thing right in here. So I'm not really putting like highlights or white up here because it's all dark. I'm kind of putting it where there's light in the background, so it kind of merges. Now down here it's different because it's, it's at the base of the scene, and I just needed to get a little bit of that texturing and lighting down there. And that's going to be an area that transitions into the mirrored section. And let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay, we'll get our bearings right here and take a look at that. There's a scene like that. We could put some foreground down here with some branches or something like that, which I think we'll do. We'll look to stamp some leaves right down here in the foreground. Okay, now, this is where it gets specific. We're going to have to use an ink that's going to dry on this. So you want to move over to a solvent-style ink when stamping on a mirrored foil non-porous surface, okay? You can't stamp like a water-based thing on here. It'd be like putting water on glass and hoping it's going to dry, okay? Or like a VersaFine clear. It's like an oil on this. It's never going to dry on glass, okay? But a StazOn is real similar to like a Sharpie pen, permanent pen. Alright, let's see what we have here. See how these branches right here, they kind of give movement to the scene like that. And it's something in the foreground. It makes it look really a lot more dimensional now, having this foreground like that. I mean, I think it looks okay without it too, but it also kind of eradicates those lines on the side. I don't know if you can see them, you know, where this goes down like this. It kind of leaves these little wedges right here that aren't covered by the reflection of the top scene. So it kind of breaks that up a little bit and looks a little bit more natural. Something like a little boater, canoeist, or something like that out there would be kind of cool like that. It looks pretty cool just, you know, without that too, I think. But anyways, thanks to Deanna for allowing us to experiment with her pieces. Really great papers. And they certainly make for some quick and easy, but also very dynamic scenes with, you know, kind of minimal effort because she's done all the work. We're just kind of stamping some imagery over the top of it to kind of anchor the pieces in, you know, different types of landscape elements. So anyway, fun stuff. Makes for a quick and easy card. And hope you like it. Thanks for watching.